Today we are going to do the second ayah. So yes. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. Okay. الذي, this first word here, this is, an important thing that you are supposed to remember. So you are supposed to hear this very clearly. Okay, so this first word here is alladhi. You see on the first alphabet here, which is hamza here, there isn't any symbol on it, right? There isn't any symbol of fatha, dhamma, or kasra. If you do not remember these names, so I will just say that the symbol of a slanting line symbol like this above a letter, slanting lines symbol below a letter, or a curved line symbol, or this dhamma symbol on a letter. These are the basic three symbols you see on letters. So there isn't any such symbol here on this hamza here, right? So you might wonder that how we are supposed to start reading this letter. What should we place on this letter to say it? Okay, so I am saying alladhi. I'm not doing my own choice here. Okay, there is a rule for that, that whenever there's a word which starts with hamza and lam, and there isn't any, if there isn't any symbol you see on that, you're supposed to put fatha symbol on that. Okay, fatha symbol, which is the symbol above the letter, a slanting line symbol above the letter. So I'm saying alladhi. Okay, you are supposed to remember this rule, inshallah. Alladhi. Okay, yes, okay. Alladhi. So this, second alphabet here is dal alphabet. So how do we articulate this letter? We put the tip of our tongue to the tip of our upper teeth very softly. There isn't any buzzing sound or vibration in this letter, okay? And one more thing to remember, that this letter is not like the English alphabet Z, okay? That Z sound has this buzzing sound, okay? And this dal is very soft. You can hear the difference when I say both of these together. So first I'll say dal, dal, the, okay? And the second I'm saying the. There is this buzzing sound in the second one, okay? So you're supposed to apply the first one here. When saying الذي, الذي, okay, you will be hearing that I am, making this sound a bit of long here. I'm stretching the sound of the here for 2 counts. What do I mean by 2 counts is that you can count them on your fingers like 1, 2, okay? 1, 2. I'm saying the, and I'm not saying alladhi, alladhi. Rather, I'm stretching the sound of the here like alladhi for 2 counts. Okay, why I am doing this is because of the reason you see a ya sakin here. Okay, a ya sakin here, and this is making me do the sound of making me prolong the sound of the here. Okay, so I'm saying alladhi. Okay. الذي خلق الموت. Okay, so the next alphabet here is kha. Kha. So you will be hearing some scratch sound, okay, some abrasion sound in this letter. This letter is articulated from the upper portion of the throat, okay, the portion of the throat that is near to our mouth. That is how we articulate letter kha. Okay, kha. You're supposed to say the scratch sound, okay? Otherwise this letter will look alike the ha sound, okay? So you're supposed to say kha. Also, this letter is from the heavy letters of Arabic, and I told you previously as well, that to make the Arabic alphabets heavy, you are supposed to raise the back part of your tongue to make them sound heavier. So we will say khalaqa, khalaqa, right? So khola, lam sound here is just like L of English, and not difficult at all. Khola, qa. Okay, so this alphabet is qa. qa. This letter is different to English alphabet K, okay? K alphabet. I'm not saying ka. This letter is qa. You will be hearing that this alphabet is heavy, okay? Qa. So you are supposed to raise the back part of your tongue when saying it. Also, the articulation of qaf letter is that when you put the back of your tongue, to the soft palate with strength. Back part of your tongue to the soft palate with strength, and that is how you say qa. خلق الموت. Okay. خلق الموت. Okay, I'm joining qaf with lam here because there is this sakin symbol on lam. Whenever some letter has this sakin symbol on it, we're supposed to join that letter with the previous letter. Okay, so that is why I'm joining with qaf and saying qal mauta. Okay, mauta. There is this letter meme, and afterwards there is this letter wow here. These are very simple letters. The first letter is just like M when we say M letter of English, and the second one is like wow, wow. Just very simple, right? But whenever these two letters come together, which is meme and wow, the letters whose articulation points are very close, right? The both of these letters comes from the lips. Okay, we shape our lips in a certain way to make them to articulate these letters. So that is why whenever such letters come together whose articulation points are very close, so you are supposed to make these letters a bit more clear to so that their sounds do not get mixed up in with each other. So that is why when saying meme, you are just supposed to open your mouth wide open to say ma, and for wow here you are supposed to shape your lips in a round position. Okay. خلق الموت. خلق الموت والحياة. Okay, this letter is very easy. This is ta. You simply put the tip of your tongue at the back of your upper teeth. You say ta. This is a very light letter, okay? Ta. Okay, so the next letter again is wow here. I said earlier as well that you're supposed to make your lips round to say wa. والحياة. والحياة. Again, I'm joining letter lam with wow here. Wow and lam because lam has the sakin on it, so we are supposed to join that with the previous letter and say wal hayata. Okay, so this letter is ha. We've practiced this letter in Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, right? This ha comes from the middle portion of your throat, and you're supposed to constrict the muscles of your throat to say this letter ha. And when you constrict the muscle of your throats, you push the air out of your mouth, and this letter has all this air sound, okay? Ha, ha. Wal hayata, wal hayata. Okay, so there is this letter ya here. What is the articulation of ya? So whenever the mid part of your tongue, it is raised towards the palate. That is how we articulate ya. Okay, ya, ya. Wal hayata. Okay, again there is this letter ta, just like mauta, hayata. Wal hayata liyabluwakum, liyabluwakum. Okay, this letter li, just like L, liyab. Again, ya here, mid portion of your tongue, it is raised towards the palate, and that is how you say ya. Liyabluwakum, liyab. Okay, so I am doing something on letter ba here. You can hear this, and then I will explain it to you. Liyab. Okay, so this ba, on this ba, the sound of it is bouncing back. I'm bouncing back the sound of ba here because ba is a letter of Qalqala. You're not supposed to worry about the name for now. You just hear this name just to get accustomed. So this letter ba here is from the letters of Qalqala. What do I mean by the letters of Qalqala is that there are 5 such letters which when come in sakin position, their sound bounces back. Like this, yab, yab. What are these 5 letters? We can see that if I am able to share with you. Okay, I'm just telling you for now. These are qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. These are the five letters. Okay, qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. Okay, so you see ba here is from those five letters. Okay, liyabluwakum. The sound will bounce back like liyabluwakum. Okay, wal hayata liyabluwakum. Okay, so the other letters are inshallah very easy because they have their alternatives in English. This letter lam here is just like English alphabet L. And then there is wow. You're supposed to shape your lips in a round position when you are saying wow. Okay, so ma'am, okay, ma'am, jazakallah, ma'am, ma'am has written these, five Qalqala letters. Qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. Okay, so these are the Qalqala letters on which sound bounces back. Okay, so this letter lam here, luwakum, and this kaf here is very simple. It's just like English alphabet K. Okay, liyabluwakum والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. Okay, so the next word is أيكم. Okay, so this is starting from alphabet Hamza here. Okay, Hamza, just like English alphabet A, Ayu. Okay, so this is ya here. Again, you are supposed to raise the mid portion of your tongue towards the palate and you say Ayu, Ayu. Okay, there's something, okay, let's just leave this for now. Okay, you say ayu, you're kind of, repeating the sound of ya here because there is this small W kind of symbol here on ya, which is called tashdid. Okay, tashdid, which means that this is going to be repeated for two times, like ayu, ayu, right? Ayyukum ahsanu amala. Again, Hamza here and Ha here. Ha from the middle portion of your throat, okay? You push the air out of your mouth and say Ha. Ahsa, ahsa, ahsanu amala. Okay, so after Ha, there is Seen letter here. Okay, the sound of the Seen letter is just like S. So S letter, right? Very similar to S, but for this letter, the quality of this letter is that the air comes out of your mouth, and also there is this whistle sound in this letter as well, right? When you say sa, sa, ahsanu amala. Okay, so this letter is Ain here. Ah. Ain letter comes from the portion of throat which is the middle one. So this ha also comes from the middle portion of throat, and also this ain also comes from the middle portion of your throat. This mechanism is kind of same for both of these letters, but in ha letter there is just air, you pushing air out of your mouth. But in ain letter there is this sound as well. Okay, you produce sound when saying ah. Ah, this is not the air coming out of your mouth from the middle portion of your throat. You say ah when you constrict the muscles of the middle portion of your throat. Okay, this is different than Hamza letter. We are not saying amala. We are saying ah, amala. Okay, amala. Okay, so I stopped here in Ayah, and that is why I have changed this tanween to one symbol. Okay, to this to alif here. You're not supposed to worry about this for now. You just remember that if you're stopping at it any word which ends with tanween symbol, so you are just going to change that tanween with one alif sound which is a, right? A sound. So that is why I am saying amala here, and I am not saying amalan, right? Because I stopped here and I had to take a break, okay, to breathe. So that is why I've changed it here. Ahsanu amala. Okay, so if you are going to say this word, if you are going to say this word, uh, uh, if you're going to start again with this word, we are going to say amalan wa huwa. Okay, amalan wa huwa. Okay, so you would be wondering what I'm doing here, right? I am saying amalam. I'm kind of, assimilating the sound of lam here with wow. I'm joining the sound of these two letters here. Lam. Okay, so what I'm doing here is a rule of noon sakin or tanween. Okay, so noon sakin or tanween, you see a tanween here on lam. They have like four rules, and they're very important for you to remember because they come again and again. So for the time being, I'm going to tell you this first rule here, okay? So this rule of noon sakin or tanween says that whenever after noon sakin or tanween comes any letter from the four letters, okay, comes any letter from the four letters which are ya, waw, mim, noon. So you see wow here after tanween, right? So we are going to not only join the sounds of these together like long, but we are also going to produce a nasal sound. Okay? What do I mean by nasal sound is that long. You are going to make a ghunna here, make a nasal sound. How you are going to do this is you are going to stay for a bit on letter wow here. Okay? Like long wa, amalan wa. Okay, you are going to join these together, you are going to stay for a bit and make a nasal sound. Okay, this rule is called idgham with ghunna. Okay, I'm just mentioning it here, idgham with ghunna, and we are going to say amalan wa huwa. Okay, ahsanu amalan wa huwa. This ha here in huwa is just the same ha as in Allah's name. Okay, this is not a different ha. You're not supposed to confuse this ha with any other ha. This is the same ha just as English alphabet H. Wa huwa al-azizul ghafur. Azizul. Okay, so this letter again, Ain here, you are not supposed to say Azizun. Okay, this is A letter here, Ain here. Azizul, Azizul. Again, this letter comes from the middle portion of your throat. Okay, afterwards there is this letter Z. Okay, so this letter is just like English alphabet Z. Okay, this has this buzzing sound, this like vibration kind of sound. Azizul, Azizul Ghafur. Okay, again I'm joining Zul here because on Lam there is this sakin here. So that is why I'm joining Zul. Okay, that is why I'm joining Lam here with the previous letter. Zul Ghafur. Okay, so this letter Ghain, articulation of this letter is that this letter comes from the portion of your throat which is near to the mouth. Okay, which is near to the mouth. This letter has this gargle sound in it, like gha, gha. Azizul Ghafur. Gha, right? You can hear the gargle sound. Gha, gha. Okay, Ghafur. Okay, this fa letter here is just like English alphabet F. You put the tip of your upper teeth onto your lower lips. Okay, when saying fa, and air comes out of your mouth when saying fa, like af, ghafur. Okay, so the letter wow here again shaping the lips round when saying wow, and at the end there is letter raw here, raw. Okay, this raw here is heavy. Okay, what do I mean by when I say heavy or light? So for now you just hear the sounds when I say heavy or light, but there are certain letters which are heavy by nature, there are certain letters which are light by nature, and there are certain letters which sometimes are heavy and they sometimes become light as well. So this raw letter is one of those letters which sometimes becomes heavy letter, sometimes become light. So I am saying that raw here is heavy. So you are supposed to again, raise the back part of your tongue when saying raw, raw. Okay. So this is heavy here because this has this dhamma symbol on it. Okay. Ghafur. Okay, so that is it for the ayah. Alhamdulillah, we have completed the ayah. If anybody of you like we have like 2 minutes left, if anybody of you wants to says anything or practice any letter, you can, and then inshallah we will hand over the session to our dear Ma'am Nabila.
Assalamu alaikum. Ambreen, I would just like to recite the complete ayat once for the participants so that they get the idea that how it sounds when you are reciting it with all these rules that you have just mentioned to them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please.
So please read now.
الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. Okay.